to be able to introduce this award tonight. You know, I come to these conferences and I meet so many different people working on animal activism in a whole variety of ways. And one thing that seems to be pretty consistent is, you know, when you're young, at least for me, and when you interact with kids involved in activism or who love animals, one thing you always hear is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And a lot of people say, oh, I really love animals. I'd love to be a veterinarian. And I know I said that when I was younger. And then as you age and you go through school and you really start to think about your future, you realize like vet school actually takes a lot more years of school. And you have to be really, really smart. So I crossed that off my list pretty early. But our award winner here tonight, she is one of those really, really smart people. The award winner tonight, she is a practicing veterinarian. She hails all the way from the city of Los Angeles, California. And she has very brilliantly used her career path as a tool to make a difference for animals that extends far beyond her immediate veterinary practice. She's been involved in the animal rights movement for 15 years and came to her first National Animal Rights Conference in 2001. As an undergraduate at UC Berkeley, she first started getting involved in animal campaigning, where she worked to improve the vegan options available at the school's cafeteria, and where she also organized meet-out events. A few years later, she went to the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine, and while she was there, she successfully persuaded the school to switch to more ethical practices for hands-on surgical training. And she graduated from vet school in 2005, and she's continued to help raise an important awareness for vet students that they have the right to complete their education without compromising their ethical beliefs regarding animal use in the curriculum. And definitely worth an applause. She's going to share a little bit more detail about that tonight because it really has a tremendous impact for animals. She's also given numerous speeches on vegan diets for dogs and cats, which might prompt some questions that you're thinking in your head right now. You can go to her website, veganvet.com, for some information about that. She's volunteered on several veterinary service trips, providing spay-neuter services as well as basic animal care services in low-income communities in the United States as well as abroad. In 2009, she spoke at numerous city council meetings in LA to help ban declawing of cats, which was brought to light in the documentary The Paws Project. She also co-organizes the United Animal Advocates of LA, which does regular vegan outreach, most often through leafleting. She hosts her own internet radio show, which I can't tell you the name of because that will give her away. And you will figure it out when I tell her name. She's also reviewed many undercover investigations of factory farms and slaughterhouses, where she's able to give her expert opinion and commentary that has helped been shared with prosecutors and helped been used to prosecute those who have been guilty of cruelty to animals. Also interesting, what I learned about her recently is she may be the first Zoroastrian who I have ever met. And for those of you who might not be familiar with what that is, Zoroastrianism is the ancient religion of Persia, and it is rooted in 3 primary principles: good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. And anyone who personally knows this award winner tonight knows that she truly lives by these principles, and it's her good thoughts, her good words, and most notably her good deeds is why she is winning this award tonight. Henry Spira once said, "I want to abolish the use of animals as much as anybody else, but I say, let's do what we can today, and then we'll do more tomorrow." And this award winner tonight has shown her dedication to do as much as she can today, and she has shown her commitment that she will do even more tomorrow. So I'd like you to help welcome and congratulate the award winner tonight for the 2014 Henry Spira Grassroots Activist Award, Dr. Armaiti Meier.
goodness. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is truly an amazing honor to be receiving this award tonight. It means so much to me. Words really can't adequately express how much it means to me. I'm really grateful to be sharing this wonderful occasion with all of you kindred spirits who share a vision for a vegan world in which all animals receive the respect that they deserve. I want to thank the farm organizers for putting on this incredible event that has brought people from all corners of the United States as well as Canada and probably some other countries as well to talk about how we can best achieve animal liberation. Being a veterinarian and speaking up for animals have been sources of great satisfaction and meaning in my life, more so than anything else. However, there have been times throughout my career, starting in vet school, when the path has been a lonely one, especially as a vegan veterinarian amongst so many other vets who seem to care about certain animals, yet eat others. I've often been asked why it is that there aren't more vegan veterinarians. Well, let me tell you, right before I started vet school in 2001, I attended my first animal rights conference. I had been vegan for a few years at the time, and I was so pumped up, I was so enthusiastic. I put all these stickers on my locker right before the first day of classes. Feminist for animal rights, love animals, don't eat them, go vegan. And I had a fantasy that I was going to get all my classmates to go vegan. Well, it didn't quite turn out that way. 6 weeks into my first quarter of my freshman year of vet school, I was called into the dean's office and told that a classmate had complained they were offended by my locker stickers. Yeah, so it was a bit of a hostile environment for someone with radical animal rights views like myself. I could probably write a book about all the things I went through in vet school, but one thing that I can tell you that is a contributing reason for why there aren't more vegan veterinarians is that there are vegan animal rights vet students who have been kicked out of vet school because they did not want to perform unethical procedures on animals. They were forced between choosing to be flunked out or to compromise their ethics. And that's not right. Now, for those that went ahead with those procedures despite their ethical objections, that had an effect on them. It hardened them, it desensitized them to what those animals go through. And that may be partly why we don't see more vegan veterinarians at conferences like these. There's one vet student in particular, Jamie Scott, who has endured unimaginable suffering on account of standing up for her beliefs and refusing to participate in the killing of healthy animals in her vet school training. With less than a semester to go, she was unjustly dismissed from Ross University. She faces about $250,000 in debt and has no veterinary degree to show for it. This is not right. We shouldn't let this happen. I want to ask everyone here tonight to please support her by going on to change.org and signing a petition that Chad Johnson created. Thank you so much, Chad, for putting that together. Just type in Jamie Scott and Ross University, and please share with your friends and family. And we need media to spotlight her story so that she can be reinstated and be able to graduate with her veterinary degree without prejudice. I would love to see the day when we have as many veterinarians at conferences like these as we have attorneys. Maybe even more. When I was in vet school at UC Davis, there were terminal surgeries being done in which animals were taken from the pound, put under anesthesia, and had procedures done on them that weren't necessary and then were killed at the end. Well, I organized a surgery training experience called a wet lab using what we called ethical source cadavers. These were the bodies of dogs and cats donated to the vet school for vet students to learn. These animals had died of natural causes or were euthanized for humane medical reasons. I organized a training experience using these cadavers. I flew up a surgeon from Western University, which is the newest vet school in the country and has a reverence for life philosophy, to teach the wet lab. And the following year, they got rid of the terminal surgeries in junior elective small animal surgery curriculum. They ended up replacing that with a rotation during senior year in which students performed surgeries that were actually needed on animals whose guardians were not able to afford the regular price. So it was a win-win. I mentioned earlier that it has sometimes been a lonely path, but I have to say that in 2009, when Jennifer Conrad started her campaign to ban declawing of cats in cities besides West Hollywood, which was the first one to ban it back in 2003, and I showed up at the Santa Monica City Council and I saw several other veterinarians there speaking out against declawing too, I can tell you that was the first time I felt a really solid camaraderie with my fellow veterinarians. And it was an amazing feeling. Thanks to her efforts, we were able to get declawing banned in 8 cities in California. Of course, there's much work to be done. And if you haven't watched the PAW Project, I highly encourage it. And I ask, in addition to signing the petition I mentioned, I imagine many of you have dogs or cats at home, other companion animals. The next time you go to your veterinarian, talk to him or her about being vegan. Ask him or her if she or he has considered the plight of chickens, pigs, cows, and other farmed animals who suffered needlessly to be food on someone's plate, and how they reconcile that. Let's not forget the veterinarians in our outreach efforts. And while you're talking to them about that, share the PAW Project with them too, and make sure they've not continued the cruel and barbaric practice of declawing. Thank you to everyone in this room who is a voice for the voiceless. We need each and every one of you to continue this important work. It's a long journey, but the arc of history is ragged and eventually it bends towards justice, in the words of Martin Luther King. So keep up the good fight. And I also want to thank Jack Norris from Vegan Outreach. You were a big inspiration to me when I was at UC Berkeley as an undergrad, when I discovered Vegan Outreach, which is an amazing organization. It really gave me a lot of hope, and I can't say enough good things about what you guys are up to. So please keep that up, and Viva la Vegan!